The emergency klaxons died with the ship's main power, leaving Corey Fletcher in absolute silence. Through the cracked viewscreen of the Meridian, twin purple suns cast long shadows across a landscape that shouldn't exist, towering crystalline formations that hummed with an energy his sensors couldn't classify. Life support at 20%. The AI's fragmented voice crackled. Hull breach in sectors 4 through ... through. Corey slammed his fist against the console, silencing the loop. 3 months into a routine survey mission, and he'd somehow collided with a spatial anomaly that had thrown him 16 light-years off course into uncharted space. The impact had killed his FTL drive, his communications array, and worst of all, his navigation systems. He was alone. Completely, utterly alone. Or so he thought. The movement outside caught his ajar figure. Humanoid but wrong in subtle ways. Moving between the crystal spires with purpose. Corey's hand instinctively went to his sidearm as he watched a being approach his crashed vessel. She stopped 30 meters away, and Corey's breath caught. She was tall, perhaps 7 feet, with skin that seemed to shift between shades of silver and blue depending on how the light struck it. Her eyes large, iridescent, multifaceted, fixed on the ship with an intelligence that made Corey's survival instincts scream. But what disturbed him most was how human her basic structure was. 2 arms, 2 legs, a recognizable face despite its alien geometry. Convergent evolution, impossible at this distance from Earth. She raised one hand slowly, palm outward. The universal gesture of peace, or a remarkable coincidence. Corey made a decision that would either save his life or end it. He activated the external speakers. I mean no harm. My ship malfunctioned. I'm stranded. The alien tilted her head, and a sound emerged from her throat, melodic, layered, like multiple voices speaking in harmony. Then, impossibly, she spoke in accented but clear English. Your vessel damaged the quantum resonance field. You have disrupted 17 years of research. Corey's mind reeled. You speak English? How your ship's computer transmitted 37 terabytes of data during your crash trajectory. I absorbed your linguistic matrices in approximately 4.3 of your minutes. She stepped closer, and Corey could see the faint glow beneath her skin, like bioluminescent circuitry. I am Mary, xenarchaeologist and quantum field researcher. You are? Corey Fletcher, Survey Corps, United Earth Coalition. He hesitated. You said 17 years of research. Mary's expression shifted, what might have been frustration on a human face. I have been alone on this world, studying the precursor ruins, for 17 of your standard years. This planet's unique quantum properties make it invisible to most scanning technologies. I chose isolation to pursue my work without interference from the collective. The collective, my species, the kind of rise. She moved toward the ship's damaged airlock. Your life support is failing. You will die in approximately 93 minutes if you remain inside. There is a habitable structure, what you might call a cave system modified for research purposes. You may shelter there while we assess repair possibilities. Corey wanted to argue, to maintain some illusion of control, but the cold mathematics of survival left no room for pride. I'll gather my essential equipment. The cave system was unlike anything Corey had encountered. Bioluminescent lichen provided ambient lighting, but what took his breath away were the walls themselves, covered in intricate symbols that seemed to shift and rearrange when he wasn't looking directly at them. Precursor writing, Mary explained, noting his fascination. A civilization that existed approximately 4 million years before either of our species evolved. They operated on principles of quantum linguistics. Their language literally existed in superposition until observed. Corey set down his emergency pack, his engineer's mind already cataloging problems. My ship's FTL drive is completely destroyed. The communication array is slag. Even if I could repair the engines, I have no way to navigate or call for rescue. Mary was quiet for a long moment, her luminescent patterns flickering in what Corey was beginning to recognize as deep thought. The precursor technology here includes a quantum communication beacon. I have spent years attempting to decode its activation sequence. With your vessel's database and my research, perhaps we could achieve what I could not alone, a beacon. You mean we could send a signal? Theoretically, the precursors operated on principles of quantum entanglement across vast distances. If we could activate the beacon, it would simultaneously broadcast to every point in space-time where its paired receivers exist. She looked at him with those strange, beautiful eyes. Your people would hear it. So would mine. Corey understood immediately. You chose isolation. If your people find you, they would demand I return. would reassign me to collective projects deemed more valuable than ancient history. Her skin patterns dimmed. But you would die otherwise. And perhaps 17 years is enough loneliness for one lifetime. Over the following days, Corey and Mary worked in tandem. She possessed an understanding of quantum mechanics that made Earth's greatest physicists look like children with a bake, while Corey's practical engineering skills and ship's database provided the missing pieces to her theoretical frameworks. They worked long hours in the cave, surrounded by 4-million-year-old mysteries, two beings from species that had never met finding common ground in math, physics, and the universal language of problem-solving there, Mary said, on the 5th day, her fingers dancing across a precursor control panel that had finally responded to their combined efforts. The beacon is active. A pulse of energy invisible but palpably rippled through the cave. Somewhere across the galaxy, receivers would be awakening. Corey felt relief wash over him, followed immediately by an unexpected sadness. How long until they arrive? For your people, 3 months, perhaps 4. For the Mary's patterns shifted to what Corey had learned meant uncertainty. They move faster. Perhaps 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Barely any time at all, and yet the thought of leaving this cave, this strange partnership, filled Corey with a melancholy he couldn't quite name. Then we'd better make the most of it, he said. You've got 17 years of research here. Teach me about the precursors. Let's see what else we can discover together. Mary's patterns brightened, shifting through colors Corey had never seen before, what might have been joy in her alien physiology. Yes, she said softly. Let us see what we can discover. And in that cave on a lonely world between the stars, surrounded by the echoes of a civilization long dead, two beings from different worlds began to build something neither had expected to find. Friendship forged in the fire of survival and sustained by the simple human and alien need for connection. The universe, Corey thought, was vast and cold and often cruel, but it was also full of unexpected wonders. End of episode.